Hi everyone, welcome back to Passport Diaries. We are a travel podcast by Travel Store, taking you to unique and off the beaten path places all around the world. I'm Jackie, your host, and actually on today's podcast, we're not going to a specific place, but instead we're going to talk about what it means to gift travel for the holiday season, for honeymoons, etc. We're going to talk to a few of our advisors who have had several clients, many clients in fact, give the gift of travel and how they actually go about doing that in the real world. When I read a couple of articles about people leaning more towards giving experiences as gifts this holiday season instead of material goods, I was wondering how people actually do it. Do they give certificates to anywhere? Do they do full itineraries? Do they do just plane tickets? How do they actually do it? So our advisors, we have Patrick, Tanya, Julia, and Michelle, are going to share some real world experiences of, or examples of how their clients have gone about giving travel and ideas for you. And then we're of course going to finish with if we gave our advisors a blank check with flights covered and hotels covered to anywhere in the world, where they would choose to go in 2026 if they had the gift of travel. So let's go ahead and jump in with Julia, Patrick, Michelle, and Tanya. Open-ended, why do you think people are starting to gift experiences?
I feel like since the outset of COVID, we've become a lot more experience focused versus materialistic. So I do feel that that whole environment refocused us and made us not take travel for granted as much anymore. And you definitely see a lot more people traveling with a lot more enthusiasm these days. And can't think of anything better to gift, in my opinion.
And as a mom of two small kids, they have enough stuff, right? Like stuff, we're surrounded by stuff. They don't need more of it. So taking them on a trip, wherever it is, Hawaii, Colorado, or Ireland, right? I've done all three with my kids now. They remember that so much more than whatever they're going to open up for a birthday or a holiday. So I just think that it's the memory of it that sticks a lot longer.
And I think a bit more, I guess, a cynical version of it is that social media, I mean, everyone's got this keeping up with the Joneses, and you see so and so is going to on an African safari. And so, what do I want to do? I want to outdo that. So there's a bit of showing off on your social media and getting the photos and the experiences more than showing off your, I don't know, new boots.
And luckily the good side effect of that is even if you are trying to keep up with the Joneses on social media, if keeping up means going to Ireland and getting into cultural and going to, all kinds of sites, I think that's better than trying to keep up with like the latest fashions. So,
Agree.
There's a win there.
Well, and travel and experiences give you the feels. Stuff does not.
So I read an article recently, and this is not news to any of our advisors who've been around for a while, but people are tending towards gifting experiences and travel instead of material goods or anything like that. People want experiences and they're trying to figure out how to do that in the best way. So I wanted to hear maybe some stories of clients that you've had. I know, Tanya, you've had a couple great stories to share on how people put together these gifts, and then a couple different ways that people can do travel gifts. Do people like certificates that are just kind of a blank check to go anywhere? Do they like to have itineraries set and planned?
I think mine is maybe seasonally appropriate. I'm working on something. A mom is surprising her kids with a trip to Italy and Paris. So she was going to wrap ornaments to have them open. So one would be the Eiffel Tower, and then there was, a slice of pizza or just little clues that then they're going to be confused and they're putting it on the tree. And then she's going to, ta-da, I got you a trip. So I thought that was a really cute way
That's
to do
awesome.
it.
I had one of those last year that I helped a mom surprise her kids with a cruise. And I made little certificates of pictures of the cruise to say where they were going and how old they were. And we put together like a little gift basket that they opened under the tree. And then it really was the coolest thing because Christmas morning she sent me the video of the boys opening their cruise for them. They had never been on a boat or done that kind of trip before, and how excited they were. And
How old were these boys?
10, 12, and 7. So
Oh,
it
they
really was like we got like a little Lego set that was a cruise ship for the cruise line, and the like boarding pass. So it sort of said where they were going so that the kids could ask questions and be part of the process. And it was really cute.
Has anybody had somebody surprise a spouse?
I've had mothers and mother-in-laws surprise honeymoon couples.
Oh,
Several of my destination weddings in the process. One of the fun topics that you have with brides and grooms are they going to have, they're going to share the same room on the night before the wedding. And if they have upgraded suite for like the honeymoon portion or the nights after, like how does that work? Because there's a whole check-in, check-out process, right? So I've had several times where the kids are trying to stay within budget and doing the reasonable thing, and then mothers or mother-in-laws calling and saying, okay, our side of the family is going to upgrade them to the room, and the brides and the grooms don't know until they arrive at the hotel for the destination wedding that they've been upgraded to like a suite with the amenities and benefits and all the goodies that we give them along the way, which is always really fun way for them to start off the adventure of a destination wedding.
Yeah, I have to agree. Ever since I first joined the industry, I was part of a honeymoon team, and one of the most popular things to do is to do a honey fund. And so instead of having a registry for, cooking utensils and whatnot, they can actually have items on their trip that people can kindly gift to them, whether that ends up being a tour or, a drink on me or even the hotel stays, whatever it ends, or flights. I mean, whatever it ends up being, and anyone can contribute as much or as little as they want, and it goes towards their trip. So it's always fun to kind of see just how extravagant the trip can suddenly end up being when people are being very generous.
I was gonna say, Patrick, that was the second one. Was like I had a mother call, and the kids didn't really understand what it was until they boarded the plane, and they were told to go left instead of going right, and they didn't quite get it. And the stewardess got to say, "Yeah, because the family had decided to upgrade their seats to the destination to first class." And those are like the fun treats, right? Like, and that's the thing that we can actually help people do is through our ways and our sources. We can, like, you want to go snorkeling, you want candlelight dinner on the beach, or whatever the thing might be, somebody can give that to you instead of mixing bowls or a place of china or something.
Instead of plates of china, let's go to China.
Yeah, exactly.
That's rad. And I think, Tanya, you had one of my favorite examples of how to actually package a travel gift, which was it the husband who gifted the wife a full-on itinerary in a book?
Yeah, it was a full itinerary. It was an employer to an employee.
Oh.
And he was very specific about what he wanted. He wanted a destination, like she didn't get to choose where she went. He wanted her to go to Paris very specifically over the holidays. So he picked the hotel. The only thing that she got to pick was kind of the air schedule, but we presented it as a full and complete itinerary. Yeah, it was great. I still talk to her. It was one of her favorite trips.
Yeah, I've done a similar thing where it was a company giving a retirement gift to someone, and it was an amazing golf itinerary that I put together for them. Had given parameters, and then it was given to them as retirement party. So that was lovely.
I actually have an anti story. I have a
Ooh.
cautionary tale, and how how they say hairdressers or bartenders know everyone and know everything about their clientele. I think we do. So I had a husband that wanted to gift a trip to his wife, and as we started planning, I knew she was gonna hate it. It was not the right thing, and I knew it. And I was like, well, I think maybe we should tell her. I don't know that this should be a surprise. No, it needs to be a surprise. So on we went in the planning, and as we're getting deeper and deeper, I was like, we're going somewhere tropical. She doesn't like bugs. This is a very buggy destination. And I'm
Ooh.
like, I'm starting to panic. I know, I'm like, oh my God, she's going to hate this trip, right? So I did convince him to like let a few things slip and we were able to kind of shift. But that was based on really me going, whoa, 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 hold on. I think we need to make a quick adjustment. So we were able to do that and still give her a wonderful surprise without it being like a bad surprise.
I kind of love that you're insinuating that her travel advisor knew her better than her husband.
Absolutely.
We also have this group of girls, these ladies that have known each other since junior high school. And after they got married, they go once a year for 5 to 7 days to a destination. But they give the gift to their friends, so they don't know where they're going. So one person is always in charge of the destination and everything that goes along with it. And then you just show up to the airport and you have no idea where you're going.
That's
That sounds
cool.
like so much fun.
And it's completely a surprise. Like, you're kind of told, like, and we've done a few of these for these groups of ladies. So, like, sometimes we're like, okay, it's beachy and tropical, so make sure there's bathing suits and sunscreen. Or you're going, because we have to give some parameters so that they know what they're packing, but it's very, like, oblique. And they're like, what are you doing? Because they started off just going to like cities, like maybe it's New Orleans or someplace like that. And then over the years, it just got like wanting to be more extravagant and more, they've done a wellness thing in Costa Rica and they've done a girls' weekend in Paris and they've done some Hawaii. It's kind of interesting because we have to get details. Like Tanya said, like we have to get details from the other guests. But we have to keep everything on the QT and not ruin the surprise.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys ever have people who it's their first time that they want to give like a trip or something to someone and they're really nervous because they're like, will they use it? Will they want to go? And everything is a surprise, as you've been saying, so everything has to be kept under wraps. So what do you do with a first timer that's like, I want to give a trip to like my sister or my friend or my kids, but I don't know if they're going to like it. And it's kind of a big deal to put this all together. How do you calm them down and help them through that?
My first reaction was to get cancel for any reason insurance up front.
Yeah.
All the people that have bought them from me, and I've done quite a few, it sounds like we all have all been very confident in that the person would want to do this. So either they had a conversation or they knew that the person was going to get on the plane. Prior to being in travel, I was dating someone and they gave their parents a trip to Ireland that they never took. Oh. So it can go the other way. The faces, that's exactly how now having been there, it's my favorite destination. I feel the same way. I'm like, how are you gifted a whole trip and they were so off base? So it can happen, but I have yet to experience it from my end.
It's the very small percentage.
Yeah, and maybe if my exes had used a travel advisor, perhaps they would have known that the parents weren't going to travel.
Yeah. Maybe they would have said somewhere close to home without the across the pond flight. Yeah. It's all about advice.
Or we would have given those parents a call and hyped up the destination to convince them to go.
Right. Yeah. Or offer to go with them. We'll go with you, and we will.
Yeah. Or like, you know what? If you don't want it, I'll take it. Sure.
Yeah. These seats will not be unused. Okay. So then, next question is for each of you. For 2026 specifically, if somebody gave you, say, I don't know, a voucher for a flight and your hotel is covered, this is a big question. I know it's very wide open, but where would you go if you had to pick today and somebody gave it to you today and you're leaving in 2026 anytime?
Give me an African safari.
Yeah.
That would be the best. I'm a big animal nerd, and those tickets and hotels are not cheap. So if I'm not paying for it, I will take that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also say if I get a +1 in African safari, because then my boyfriend who doesn't want to go to Africa and go on safari, he would be forced and he would love it. I know he would love it because I know him like a partner and a travel agent.
Well, mine's sort of in the same. I'm an animal lover, but I'm also a beachy fun sun girl. And what is on currently my bucket list is a full, probably 3 weeks in Australia. I want to go down the Gold Coast. I want to do Sydney. I want to go to Kangaroo Island. I want to see the penguins. I want to go up to Uluru. I want to go to Darwin. I want to do the rainforest, and I want to snorkel in the Great Barrier Reef.
Did you say rainforest in Australia in the same sentence?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you think the koalas live? With the crocodiles.
I guess I gotta go.
Direct flights from the West Coast to Brisbane. You're there.
And it's actually not as long as we think it is. Anyway, I learned that. It's like not 20 hours. Yay.
It's not at all.
Mm-mm.
In fact, I mean, the Daintree Rainforest in Australia is the oldest rainforest in the world.
And it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I mean, there's nothing better. Like, you'd get all the animals, right?
Okay, Tanya, where are you going?
Nepal and Tibet.
Ooh, yeah, it's a good one.
I'm on an Asia kick. Maybe Bhutan. I mean, if I've got a blank check, like I'm hitting all 3.
All right, I change. I'm going with Tanya.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this special episode of Passport Diaries, and especially thank you to Patrick, Michelle, Tanya, and Julia for sharing their personal experiences helping clients do the gift of travel for honeymoons, for family gifts, and for the holidays. For more travel information and great travel stories from our advisors, don't forget to follow us on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, or pretty much anywhere that you get your podcasts so you never miss a stamp in your podcast passport. Thanks, everyone, and until next time, safe travels from all of us here at Travel Store.